Hey guys, it's Jeff. How are you guys doing? I am super excited here just because I read this article and I found this Concepts by Concepts iPhone. It's actually not of an iPhone, it's of the 7th generation iPod Touch that Apple is rumored to be releasing this year. And obviously in 2019, there's not a lot of us that want the iPod Touch 7th generation. It's just really cool to see what they would put in that device. Now, I would obviously get one just to see what it's like. I haven't had an iPod in forever, and there's actually a lot of people out there that still want this device, obviously, since Apple is rumored to be bringing it back. Now, I personally have an iPhone XS Max, so I wouldn't have a use case scenario for this, but as I said, I would definitely like to take a look at it. But let's go ahead and switch over to this video made by Concepts iPhone. They have a really awesome iPod Touch kind of concept here, and I would really like to see a lot of this implemented into a possible 7th generation iPod Touch. So let's just take a look at the video. Before we get started though, check out NordVPN via the link down below. It's an awesome and reliable VPN service that will make your internet browsing experience truly private and secure. When you go to purchase, don't forget to use the offer code TechReview for an awesome discount. So as we start the video here, it's kind of just like an ad, and when we go throughout the first take here, it's something really interesting. So they're introducing the new iPod Touch, 7th generation, and wow. Just like immediately here, as you know, you can go ahead, subscribe to Concepts iPhone. They put a lot of work into this, but the first color that we're seeing is actually this very chrome looking iPod Touch, which, as I said, I wouldn't definitely want an iPod Touch, but I would love to see this chrome color come to the iPhone. It's not silver, it's definitely more of a chrome color. So this looks really awesome. It looks like we have quite a big power button here on the side. I'm not a fan of the huge raised camera bump here, but it looks like that's the camera that would maybe be seen on the iPhone XR. So that's really cool. Hopefully it has a really nice camera, because I know a lot of people, even if they don't have a cell phone, this would be like a nice additional camera to have. So we'll go and continue on through the concept here. And just the whole design here looks very much like an iPhone 5S, and like a mix of an iPhone 5S and the iPad Pro 2018 model. So it looks very boxy, and as you can see, just kind of has that feel. But if you take a look at the screen here, it's very like iPhone 10, 10s like. The bezels are similar size, and then we take a look at the color here. Obviously, Apple likes to do a lot with color when it comes to iPod Touch. So we saw the chrome there, and now we have red. And very interestingly, we have the kind of cutout here, the notch. And we'll talk about that a little bit later because I have a lot to say on that. But we'll just continue on with the video here. It looks really awesome. And the Concepts iPhone team is actually thinking that they're going to bring all of the colors here that we saw with the iPhone XR, which were actually inspired by the iPod Touch originally. And then they also think that there's going to be some major upgrades to the processor. Here you can see dual speakers, which I'm a fan of. I've always loved dual speakers, and then they're also touting USB-C, which would be a huge move. I would love to see an iPod Touch. If we don't see an iPod Touch before the iPhone 11, I'd love to see an iPod Touch with USB-C, kind of like a precursor to what's to come with the future iPhone. So yeah, definitely would love USB-C just to have everything universal throughout all the Apple devices here. So you see this nice, very yellowish gold color. I really like that. But as far as features, like on the outside, we're not seeing too much here. Obviously, there's not going to be a lot going into an iPod Touch. You want to keep the cost down because an iPod Touch only functions as basically a music and media playing device. So you don't want to go too crazy like what you would see here with the iPhone 11. It has a lot of nice hardware on it, and that's because it's a phone. But really nice edges here. I like the design, and they are also touting that we are going to be getting a dual FaceTime camera here. So no Face ID. This looks like just a dual FaceTime camera, which would essentially give us a lot better of a camera quality for the front camera. Obviously the back camera on the iPhone XR, which would very well likely be on this device here, is awesome. really cool, does portrait mode and everything like that, specifically with faces, but having a dual FaceTime camera for the front facing camera would be, I think, really awesome to have that really nice clarity, and you can get some really awesome FaceTime calls, some really awesome selfies and everything like that. So as we go along here, they are also explaining that we are going to get a 7-inch Retina display. Now I'm thinking that this would be kind of like that liquid Retina display, not really an OLED panel. It doesn't make sense to put such expensive hardware like an OLED panel on the iPod Touch, but for an iPod Touch, I'd say that's perfectly fine. So no issue with that. Now, amongst other things, we also saw in this concept that they were touting an A12 Bionic chip going into this device. And honestly, I don't think that an A12 chip is needed, maybe for gaming, maybe for performance, but we're not doing a lot here. But at the end of the video, if you just kind of go ahead and watch the end here, as we get to the end, they kind of spout out another feature that we might be seeing here. And when I saw dual FaceTime cameras, I thought, yeah, it would be nice to have dual lenses on the front, but they're actually touting Face ID with this cutout. So honestly, Face ID would be awesome to have. I think with an iPod Touch without a home button, it would kind of be necessary, but just to keep costs down, again, I can't really get a handle on like all of these features that are going into it, like what is the cost going to be. Also here they have, what's really odd is they have in this concept cell data, which is really odd. Cell data on an iPod Touch, like why would you need that? Maybe for media consumption, but at that point it's like, why not just make an iPhone? Why not just have that for your kids or anything like that? Have an even cheaper iPhone XR version. That would be really cool. But it kind of like when we see these concepts, you kind of pick up these things and you kind of question like, why would we need that? And you know, specifically with the iPod Touch 7th generation, I would love to see one. It's a huge throwback, but I think the main question for me would be why? Just because even an older device like the iPhone 5S, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, those are definitely good media consumption devices that you wouldn't exactly need to stick a chip into. You can just use all the same features that you'd get on an iPod Touch. So yeah, that's my only thing. As we continue on throughout the video here, as you see, Face ID, and yeah, go ahead, check out this video in more detail. These guys put a lot of work into the video here, and I'm really excited to see, you know, kind of those colors hopefully come over to the iPhone XS, XS Max, maybe some colors in the middle of this year, and then also the iPhone 11. I really want to see more colorful iPhones that are not just the iPhone XR line. I want to see those implemented in the new phones. That chrome look would look absolutely amazing because it's kind of premium as well. But guys, that's the concept that Concepts iPhone created here. Let me know your comments in the comment section down below. Is the iPod Touch, is the iPod Touch going to be useful in 2019 and moving forward? Maybe would you like to see the iPod Touch as a huge throwback, maybe like a collector's edition item? Let me know in the comment section down below, and also let me know what your thoughts are about this concept. Mine are basically Face ID and that liquid Retina display might increase the cost just a little bit. I think that for this specific device, it's for mainly just kids or maybe people that just want a media consumption device that isn't a phone. Maybe they can't afford a phone, but they want something cheaper. I don't know, but I just don't know what my personal use case scenario would be other than just having it as kind of like a throwback, a blast in the past iPod Touch. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more content like this and also more content on leaks, iOS 13 and everything like that, definitely get subscribed and also hit the bell button so you can get updates on when we release that content. Anyways, again, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace. This video is sponsored by DimSquid. DimSquid is a website hosting service where you can go and search for and purchase a domain for your website, and then DimSquid will then host your website for under $4 a month, which is obviously super cheap. To make it even better for all of you tech review viewers out there, DimSquid is offering you guys 75% off your purchase by using the offer code TechReview. So check it out and get started today with your new website hosted by DimSquid.